Everyone joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We are taking you out, getting an update here from officials on the investigation of 3 U.S. tourists that were found dead. And we're getting the latest update here from officials right now on Live Now from Fox.
We'll now take a question from ZNS, a representative from ZNS, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rowe. You mentioned that you guys had sent the toxicology report. Persons from the states will be handling the toxicology report. Can you say how soon you expect to get those results back and also the results of the expected autopsies?
No, the lab is assisting us with doing those toxicological examinations, and they will work in conjunction with our pathologists who will provide us with the pathology report. The lab has assured us that they will be able to get us their examination and results within 7 days. I'm making arrangements now for the scientists to leave, if not this afternoon, by tomorrow, because we still have to wait for the pathologists to collect samples from the deceased, and we want to make sure that we have everything covered in one. Once we get the report back from the lab, then the doctor will complete the pathologist report, and that could take another couple of weeks.
We will now take a question from Carol Suarez, CNN. If she's not on, we will accommodate Omar Abdel Baku, Wall Street Journal. We'll take a question from Jared Higgs, rather.
So, Mr. Roll, I guess just on the face of things, what does this look like to you? Because there's, it's a lot of mystery surrounding it. And I know that in perhaps other circumstances where you may have an unusual or a sudden death, but you may have indications of what may have caused the death, and the police would release that information. On the face of it, what does this look like to you?
On the face of it, it looks like 3 persons died. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to speculate. We are a professional organization, and I have the utmost respect for our forensic scientists, some of whom were trained in universities in the United States, and others were trained in universities in the United Kingdom. We also have our pathologists, as well as our Ministry of Health officials and the public analysts. They're all qualified, and once we get the results, then we will be able, but as you know, with these investigations, we have to treat these as a normal criminal investigation until we determine the outcome. We really want to know what caused this without speculation. I've seen a lot of the misinformation in the public domain. What I would ask people to do is to take what we are giving you. We are giving you the facts, unless you can at some point prove us wrong, but we would give you the true facts as they are, because again, you have to be concerned with the families of these victims, and them getting a whole lot of different things. So we're not going to engage in speculation. We're going to just give you the facts as they are.
We'll now take a question from Carrie Saunders.
The beachfront villa right over there had its utility door open, and the air conditioning, the hot water heater, it was all still running when I wandered by. I'm curious, have you set equipment inside to monitor whether there is any sort of poison or contamination entering through that system now?
I know our forensic people, and I left the health persons are doing some follow-up investigations on there, and they'll be able to speak to what they're doing later from the Department of Environmental Health. They are there. I couldn't say exactly what all they're doing at this time.
We will now take a question from Ms. Jasper Ward. Thank you, Mr. Carey. Ms. Jasper Ward. Jasper's not on. We'll take a question from Sandoval Polo from CNN. Sandoval Polo. He's not on. We'll take a question from Mr. Alex Trieu from the New York Times. I see a question from Rachel Knowles.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
Can
afternoon.
you all, the Minister of Health said that the couple that was found in the second villa had been to the clinic in Georgetown the night before to seek medical treatment. Is there any information that you all can disclose on what the doctor may have believed was the issue that night before they returned to the resort?
Yeah, all of that is already spoken to. Rachel, the doctor has spoken on that. And I could say to you that the lady was airlifted to a hospital in Florida where she is now being treated.
Sorry, I mean the couple that was found dead the next morning, they went to the clinic presenting with symptoms. Did the doctor have any sort of theories, I guess, about why they were ill?
I couldn't answer that. I'm saying that the health, whenever health decide to hold a press, if they decide to speak to those. But right now, what we are trying to determine is what happened. And once that is done, if it determines that there is no crime, remember, there is going to be an inquest, a formal inquest that will be held by Her Majesty's coroner at the end of the day.
We will now take a question from a representative of Blaze FM on the island of Exuma.
Hi, good afternoon. Marco Lightborn from the Blaze 98.3 FM. Just a question to help establish a timeline. Are you able to share details pertaining to the check-in time of the victims at the resort as it relates to when they first fell ill? We do have a lot of residents who are wondering, the distinction between them being ill, being here, or slightly previously based on their check-in time.
Now, we have the information of the check-in time, which I'm not inclined to release publicly, but I could say to you that the night prior, all of them had reported feeling ill, and they, as was reported already, were seen by the medics.
We'll take a question from a representative from The Guardian. A question from the representative of, we'll take a question from Mr. Austin Fernando.
Yes, has there been any reports by any other guests, maybe at the property or on the island, of experiencing similar symptoms? Do you know at this time?
No, sir.
That's another question.
We'll take a question
No,
from
sir. No, sir.
Alyssa.
I'll tell you when. Need to come up with some sort of system.
Eric Ortiz.
Hi, thanks for doing this. I just wanted to ask about the couple, Michael and Robbie Phillips.
Identify where you're from, sir.
Yes, with NBC News. I just wanted to
Very
ask
well.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to ask the couple, Michael and Robbie Phillips, can you spell their names? And do you have the nature of their relationship, husband and wife? And do you know the town that they're from in Tennessee? Thank you.
They are husband and wife, and Michael, Michael, Phillips, and Robbie, Robbie. Yeah, I would leave the address as Tennessee for the time being.
We'll take a question from Alicia. Christina Russell.
Good morning, Commissioner. Are you able to say how long the deceased had died before they were discovered?
Well, I couldn't say, I mean, if you look at what we reported, they were seen by the doctor the night before, and that would have been around 11, and they were discovered the next morning. So we have that timeline, which would have been about between 11 p.m. and 8:39 a.m. in the morning.
We'll take a question from a representative from Jones Communications Network.
Yes, sir. Do you know if either any of the deceased had any pre-existing illnesses that may have contributed to their feelings, their symptoms?
That's not my domain. You know, the doctor will tell us that later on if they were.
Very well. If there's another person who's not identified himself, kindly identify yourself so that we may accommodate you.
I think Alyssa has changed.
Hi,
phones.
this is,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
this is from NBC6 in Miami. I have two questions. Can you say where in
We will
Florida?
accommodate, we will accommodate one question, ma'am. Thank you
Okay.
for your cooperation.
Can you say where in Florida the couple was from?
Yeah, I just want to leave that general in respect for the families. I don't want to do it. If we give you the identification, I don't want to get into the specifics of where they're from. I'll take a second question, Mr. Peters.
Can you also say what you're doing at the resort now to ensure the safety of the other guests?
Yeah, as I indicated earlier, the Department of Environmental Health is still on scene, as well as we have some presence of officers, and that area is still preserved until we give the all clear. I wouldn't be able to do that until I hear from the doctor to give us a little more as to what is going on. But the investigation is still ongoing on site.
We'll take a question from Johnny Diaz, New York Times.
Hi, thank you. Can you spell the names of the second couple, the ones from Florida?
Yes. The deceased is Vincent, Vincent, Paul, Paul, Chiarella. And he's the deceased, and his wife is Donis, Donnis.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
She's still alive.
We'll take a question from Christina Dragovich if she's on. Ms. Cotto, we'll take a second question from you.
Yes, I appreciate that. Going to the night prior when all of them were feeling ill, did they all go at the same time? And if they did they report maybe like all eating the same thing or having done, something that they all had in common aside from staying, in the villa? Was there anything else that they might have had in common?
No, they were all treated at different times, and they ate different at different places. So that's why we're not. But we're checking all of that, which we will hopefully be able to determine whether or not it was some food or something else that caused it. But safely to say, they were all reported at different times feeling ill during the night.
Thank you. And just to confirm, all four of them went to the doctor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I have not accommodated anyone, kindly identify yourselves. Shelley Lewis. We'll take a question from Shelley Lewis.
Yes, thank you. Shelley Lewis from Global Impact News. Can you just give an update on the status of this fourth victim?
Yeah, as I reported earlier, Mrs. Shirella is still listed in serious condition. And we hope and pray a full recovery.
And you said if she's communicating at this time?
I mean, we have to, no, I will not comment on that. She's hospitalized, and I said we would like for her to get the best possible treatment. And at some point, we will be following up with her.
Thank you.
Peters.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take this opportunity to thank you for your participation in this press briefing. As Commissioner said earlier, when new information has become available, we will forward that to you